And Shamsundar Prabhu found one Russian person on the street when he was out looking for some vegetables. His name was Ananta Shanti Prabhu, and he was with one Indian boy. And they ran up to Shamsundar and asked him, because they saw he was American. And they asked him, do you have any blue jeans or this or that? And Prabhupada said, no, but I have a guru, come. So they came. And Srila Prabhupada spent 3 days speaking to Ananta Shanti Prabhu. He was the only person in the end. Russia is the largest country on the planet. And during the Soviet Union, it had such power all over the world. One person was taking interest. And Srila Prabhupada secretly in his little hotel room was giving as much information to Ananta, to this boy, as possible. One little young Russian man. And Ananta Shanti, he was all alone. He said to Srila Prabhupada, he said, I want to help spread this movement. Of course, it's totally illegal, it's totally underground, it's extremely dangerous. Later on, Ananta Shanti was put into prisons, he was tortured, they did all kinds of experimentations on his brain. And just earlier this year, he passed from the world. But that one little seed of Prabhupada took place in a little hotel room in Moscow. But during that first meeting, Ananta Shanti said, I don't think I could do it alone. I need another devotee to help me. Could you send a person for me to get married to help me preach here? Because there were no other devotees in Russia. Prabhupada wanted so much he could see the potential of this place. He said to Shamsundar, he said, the government is very oppressive, but the people are very good. And Shamsundar tells us, at Moscow University, he was looking down from a mountain, and Prabhupada said, someday thousands and thousands of people will be chanting Hare Krishna. And at that time, it was Soviet Union. Communism. It was like an impossible prediction. So Ananta Shanti said, could you send me a partner so that I can preach with? So Srila Prabhupada flew from Moscow to Paris. And there he met little Mandakini. She's just a young girl. How old were you? What was your age at that time? She was 20 years old. And Srila Prabhupada asked her, asked her, are you willing to go to Moscow to marry this boy to spread Krishna consciousness? The Iron Curtain? She said, yes, Prabhupada, yes. And she went to Moscow. And her and Ananta Shanti actually began the Hare Krishna movement in all of Russia. And now there's more devotees in Russia than any other place in the entire planet besides India. Maybe even more. But I was just at the Ukraine festival, which was part of the Soviet Union at that time. This will humble the organizers of our Yatra. The Yatra in Ukraine, there was 11,000 devotees. Hare Krishna. In Russia, there was about 4,000, something, 5,000? 5,000. And this is just a fraction of the devotees. So let us offer our gratitude and welcome. Can you imagine the surrender of a 20-year-old little girl from France? Going behind the Iron Curtain in the most oppressive, powerful government in the world to spread bhakti underground? Very blessed. Let us welcome her and all of these other wonderful God brothers and God sisters. So if everyone come here, please. If we could have a microphone where everyone could speak for just a couple minutes. Is Ram Sharan Prabhu here also? Oh, he's not here. He's not here tonight? Okay. Is there any other God brothers or God sisters that are here?
I've been here the last 35 years in Vrindavan, and Prabhupada would stay here. And all these years I've never witnessed anything like I've witnessed today. The ceremony, the annual celebrations, right out of the pages of Krishna. So you're all very fortunate to have this kind of mercy from such an elevated God. I'd like to tell a few stories that we find in this book that I searched and got many news stories about Prabhupada. And some of these stories are humorous, some stories are serious, and some absolutely miraculous. So all the stories that are in the book, there are many episodes that were not included. And these are the mystical things that happened. He blessed Jadharani for the touch. He cured a very serious illness. I saw myself twice. When he walked, he never touched the ground. I saw the halo around Prabhupada's head. So, like this, there are many stories about Prabhupada. Even the very beginning, when he was in Johnson, and he took his garden, stone flowers. And this is illustrated in the story, that he danced and he's in static trance. He's bouncing off the wall and putting around here, going crazy. Dancing with this big, huge mala of young flowers. And so his first disciple, Kartik, I think his name is. Anyway, he looked and saw that couldn't penetrate Prabhupada's static trance. The next one was, where'd you get that? Krishna gave it to me. I tried to touch the feet, he vanished. He left and dancing with us, trying to survive his body. That's the way to the very beginning. So the devotee now is looking for people to serve him at that time, the early years in Los Angeles. And he sees Prabhupada shining like a golden, with no light coming, but he's floating in eyes of diamonds. But later, he looked again, he didn't want to bother that episode. He looked again, and he saw Prabhupada rolling on the floor. And so, by himself, and so he asked later, Prabhupada, I saw you rolling on the floor. What was that about? Oh, nothing special. I was just wrestling with a ball around. Now, was that special or not? And so, these episodes go on more and more. And there's one funny one. They're going to see powerful devotion of Prabhupada. And they're on the way to see Sri Bhaktivinoda's younger son, who was 90. And so they came to a point where there was a bridge, an impassable bridge, they couldn't cross it. And the house was on the other side. So Prabhupada said, okay, everybody out of the car. And so Prabhupada chocolates to the other side, and land safely. The Prabhupada animal brave person in the world, and so this is the same for that. And there another occasion that there's several, but the bravery of Prabhupada walking and not touching the ground, and everybody says so brave. Oh yes, I walk up to the top of the Victoria in Calcutta. In any case, I recommend, I don't have a few copies here, but the first one will be at the other end. To Prabhupada ki jai. Welcome. Thank you all.
Many dear devotees, I would just like to express the gratitude I feel to be amongst all of you. And this actually Kartik festival was for me absolutely extraordinary. But also, it's very difficult to be in the Vrindavan when listening to other Maharaj lectures. The wonderful thing at the end of the wonderfully expressed pastime, at the end, he used to say always, that is Vrindavan. And that he really helped us to get in the mood of Vrindavan, in the mood of service. And just seeing the beautiful family of the old generation and the young generation all combined in a community spirit is absolutely wonderful. And also to essential Prabhupada to be able to witness all these wonderful Russian devotees coming from the seed and from the sacrifice of Ananta Shanti. I would like to mention to you that amongst the crowd there is a devotee called Radha Damoda, who was actually he was actually there in the beginning of the Russian saga, and in the years of persecution, he said more than 2 years in jail to spread Krishna consciousness. And as we were discussing with the devotees of the Moscow Yatra, we owe so much to these devotees because because of their sacrifices, we are all able to practice Krishna consciousness freely in Russia. And we owe so much to them. So thank you very much, all of you, and all my exalted God brothers and God sisters. And festival times is such a joy to share association, and not only to go to the holiness, but to listen from wonderful sadhus and the brothers and sisters about the pastimes that happened there. So thank you very much. Always to Prabhupada and always to all the Vaishnava assembly. Thank you.
One little incident happened. As soon as Ananta came to Vrindavan, he was in jail for 3 years in Russia. He comes to Vrindavan and he put in jail in Missouri. I got him out of jail. The first thing he said to me was, "Not a good way to gentleman."
I was fortunate enough to meet with Ananta Shanti Prabhu in the very beginning. It was very amazing, wonderful time when the vision of Srila Prabhupada was taking its shape in the former Soviet Union.
Россия в то время была оплотом атеизма и такого материализма.
Soviet Russia at that time was the fortress of atheism and materialism.
И внутри этой крепости возникло движение сознания Кришны, которое было сначала в очень таком небольшом объеме, очень несколько человек буквально.
And within this completely sealed fortress, somehow or other, the seed of Krishna consciousness was appeared, and it was very small seed in the beginning.
Фактически Ананда-шанти Прабху сыграл роль инструмента в играх Шрила Прабхупады.
Anandashanti played a special role in the Leelas of Srila Prabhupada, in the pastimes of Srila Prabhupada.
После небольшой встречи в течение нескольких дней в июле 1971 года
After a very short meeting in June of 1971 with Srila Prabhupada just for a few days,
Ананда-шанти получил инициацию.
Anandashanti got his initiation, received his initiation.
Он очень тщательно изучил книги Шрилы Прабхупады
He studied Srila Prabhupada's books very thoroughly
и начал очень активно проповедовать, фактически в одиночку.
and started preaching in a very active manner.
И он объездил Советский Союз, самая большая страна в мире, по территории.
He traveled throughout the whole Soviet Union, which was the biggest country in the world.
И он встречался с самыми разными людьми и пытался донести до них послание Шрилы Прабхупады.
He met with many different people and tried to convince them into the message of Srila Prabhupada.
В течение 15 лет такой активной проповеди ему удалось дойти до сердец многих людей в России.
He was preaching for 12 years, and within these 12 years he could reach many people's hearts.
И возникло поколение преданных, которые стали дальше проповедовать сознание Кришны.
And because of his preaching activities, the whole generation of devotees appeared, which continued his work.
И хотя КГБ предприняло уже такие запоздалые попытки уничтожить движение, заключив в тюрьму, в психбольницу в Ананда-шанти.
And even though at one point the KGB, the secret police of the Soviet Union, started persecuting the movement and put Anandashanti in jail,
Но движение сознания Кришны уже не было, невозможно было остановить, потому что десятки городов появились преданные.
but it was too late. The movement of Krishna consciousness was unstoppable. It was in dozens of the cities of the Soviet Union, and it was too late.
И в конечном итоге затем началась перестройка в России.
Ultimately, perestroika started in Russia,
КГБ было распущено.
and instead of Krishna consciousness movement, the KGB was finished.
Общество сознания Кришны зарегистрировано.
And Krishna consciousness movement was registered.
И сейчас это такая быстро развивающаяся ятра, которая
Now it's a very dynamically growing yatra.
в 180 городах и населенных пунктах России есть преданные.
There are devotees in 180 cities and villages of Russia.
За все время распространения было распространено 45 миллионов книг Шрилы Прабхупады в России.
We have distributed 45 million books of Srila Prabhupada in Russia.
Часть из них была похожим образом напечатана и сделана вручную.
In the beginning it was all printed on the ground and was all bound by hands.
И сегодня в рамках этой встречи я хотел бы еще раз выразить огромную благодарность и уважение тому, по сути дела, духовному подвигу, который совершил Ананда-шанти.
And now here in this assembly, in this meeting, I would like to express the deepest gratitude, respect and amazement to the spiritual feet, the spiritual of Ananta Shanti Prabhu.
По сути дела, он пожертвовал своей жизнью для того, чтобы открыть путь к развитию сознания Кришны в России.
Practically, he sacrificed his life to clear the way for Krishna consciousness in Russia.
Шрила Прабхупада ки, Ананда Шанти Прабху ки.
Hare Krishna. I feel very fortunate to be amongst you this evening and for the past many evenings. And I feel that we've all been given a wonderful gift. Krishna consciousness, kind of grace of Srila Prabhupada and the assurance. And we have something so valuable that is our sacred unity, to value it. And we can do that by sharing it, by investing ourselves and our knowledge and our love in it more and more. So our appreciation for this gift of Krishna consciousness grows and grows and grows. And then naturally we want to give this gift to others. That is a natural outgrowth. So that we're doing this together, and as holiest of places is an extraordinary opportunity beyond our ability to understand. So we can simply put our heads in the dust of Vrindavan and pray for the mercy of the residents of Vrindavan, the assurance of our godbrothers and godsisters, that this goes ever deeper into our hearts. And our appreciation grows, and our love grows, and our ability to share this with others also grows and grows. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. I was very happy. Every time when we come to Vrindavan, particularly here to Govardhan, I become very happy because to welcome and see all the visiting devotees from other countries. And I remember Srila Prabhupada eagerly wanting to have the holy places like Vrindavan to be prepared for ISKCON devotees to be able to come, and Mayapur as well. So then it became like a twin festival, first going to Vrindavan and then to Mayapur, vice versa in the beginning of the year, first to Mayapur and then to Vrindavan. And I remember that was really bringing the devotees together in a whole understanding, getting to know each other, how everyone was preaching in different countries. And it was so encouraging because before we were all in our centers, but we didn't get to see all our other God brothers and God sisters. And now it is even not just God brothers and God sisters, but all the younger devotees as well. So it becomes a big festival when we come in here to be in the town together, to chant together, to go on parikram together, and to have wonderful Vaishnava exchanges. And in the middle of it all is Srila Prabhupada and other God brothers and God sisters. And can I say a few words about some appreciation about Prabhupada? Couple minutes, okay. I was just reading Mukunda Maharaj's Miracle on 2nd Avenue. It has been sitting on my shelf for quite some time, but when I was, and of course we have already the Prabhupada read, but I was very much appreciating the descriptions of Mukunda Maharaj, how Srila Prabhupada the devotees through their developments in the Krishna consciousness in a very personal way. The first group of devotees like Mukunda Maharaj and Shamasundar Malati, Yamuna, etc. And how he was constantly taking personal interest where they were at in the Krishna consciousness. And at at the beginning, the devotees are often very restless still, and Mukunda Maharaj was already initiated, and with John together, he wanted to go to India. And it was just at that point when Prabhupada wanted to expand, so he really wanted him to be there, but he didn't object to him going to India. But on the way to the door, he was saying, Mukunda, it would be really nice, because he had suggested to Prabhupada, I think Prabhupada would be nice if he could set up a temple on the west coast, and Los Angeles would be a good place to, because people are very open-minded there, and they would be interested in the philosophy of India, etc., the lifestyle, etc. And but he wasn't volunteering himself, but Prabhupada initially, as he was walking out of the door, saying goodbye, walking out of the door, said, Mukunda, but why don't you try to open up a temple on the West Coast? So he gave him a little thought, and then later on he actually did that. And he dropped his idea of going to India. And Prabhupada was very appreciative of these first devotees to help in such an enthusiastic way to spread Krishna consciousness. And when I came later on to Los Angeles, I could see when I first met Mukunda Maharaj and also Shamsun already came to Australia where I started my Krishna consciousness. But Mukunda Maharaj was there in Los Angeles, and he had become such a wonderful devotee in Prabhupada's personal association, and he was the head of the public relations department, because in all this time he had helped Prabhupada to set up speaking engagements for him. So here in Los Angeles, I could see how he was personally brought up in Krishna consciousness through Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. I'm sitting here with so many thoughts. My heart is actually so short-circuited and overwhelming, and very deep gratitude for having the mercy, the opportunity to sit in on, I think, 9 or 10 of these Krishna talks by His Holiness Vrindavan Maharaj. And I'm just feeling so much joy for this. And I can see truly at the foot of the Vrindavan in Vrindavan and all over the world wherever Maharaj travels and speaks, how much mercy from Srila Prabhupada is flowing in his most wonderful, loving personality. And this is the salient, most it's actually the most profound feeling I have is just Maharaj speaking so much beautiful, enthusiastic, inspiring guitar. And I don't know if I should say this, but Maharaj's health is not in the best condition presently during all of these guitars. We would never notice it. Speaking with such enthusiasm and incredible energy. I'm just definitely overwhelmed and so thankful. Thankful to Srila Prabhupada originally, and for all of the mercy flowing down from all of his great followers. god brothers, god sisters, god nephews, god nieces that I'm seeing in this audience. I'm just so thankful and unworthy to have been somehow taking part, just sitting in, as humble as I can. I'm so enthused, so thankful. And I personally pray that everyone will just take the messages within this guitar for the last 10 days all over the world, wherever you're going, as Maharaj was requesting. And just preach this whatever level you can to everyone you meet, whether it's a single person or thousands in a crowd. Just join up with more enthusiasm when the center's on doing it. There are so many thoughts. I just feel so much, so unworthy of the joy that I feel being in the presence of so many wonderful, incredible Vaishnavas. I just thank you very much, and I pray for your blessings. And we just owe so much to Srila Prabhupada and his incredible representatives, and especially I'm speaking tonight of His Holiness Radha Maharaj. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you so much for everything. And allowing me in, be around. Thank you for letting me hang around. Hare Krishna.
I'd also like to express my deep thanks to His Holiness Radha Swami. In our talks on Srila Prabhupada, I often pose the question to the listeners, where would we be without Srila Prabhupada? And he had not come, left Vrindavan and come to the West. So that's true for all those in the Christian consciousness movement who have taken up responsibility, including, of course, His Holiness Radha Swami, who is totally selfless in his dedication to spreading this message of Srila Prabhupada and the philosophy of Christian consciousness. So we could ask ourselves also, where would we be without His Holiness Radha Swami? We are so thankful, Maharaj, for your wonderful work, your tireless efforts. It's very unusual to see such a devotee who has given everything. And I'm so appreciative in Maharaj's talks that he always refers to Srila Prabhupada. He always gives credit to Srila Prabhupada. And that was Prabhupada's move also. He also gave credit to his spiritual master, even in the early days. He gave credit to the very early followers who came to him. The boys did everything. So thank you again to all of you for sacrificing your part in coming to the Holy Name and participating in this wonderful song of Hare.
Speak about your pride, rather than whenever I express his gratitude for understanding Prabhu. And I was thinking at that time that perhaps the most important thing which understanding Prabhu did get from Srila Prabhupada, and the same thing we are getting from Srila Radha Maharaj during his katha's, his strong desire to preach. So Prabhupada somehow rather could convey this eagerness and this urgency of this message into the heart of Anandasani Prabhu. Anandasani Prabhu used to preach in a very peculiar manner. He would approach anyone he would meet. Somebody was standing on the bar bus stop, he would wait for the bus, and he would approach this person and he would ask him, "Are you already chanting mantra?" This person never heard about mantra, he never heard what mantra is. So he was bewildered, he asked, "What is mantra?" And, he would explain what is mantra and what he should chant. So what I want to say is that Prabhupada had such a strong desire, such strong eagerness to preach, and because of his strong desire to give to people of this world Krishna consciousness, so many wonderful fruits are coming now, and so many more fruits will come in the future. And the Parampara system means we have to make this mood, the same eagerness, the same desire to give Krishna consciousness to people, and in this way to be the true followers of Srila Prabhupada. And then very happy that I have a chance to associate with true followers of Srila Prabhupada, and I beg your blessing to remain somehow or other in this moment. Thank you very much.
I forgot this one thing to mention. That was actually the point. After the Russian devotees were speaking, there was, when I was thinking about Mukunda Maharaj, how he had become the public relations, head of the public relations department. He was the one also that was heading up the campaign against the prosecutions of the Russian devotees at that time. And he had devotees in all the different countries to sign up for petition that was later on sent to the United Nations, as well as Gorbachev himself. So that was his contribution to this particular service of helping the Russian devotees. Hare.
Let us all offer our heartfelt gratitude to all of these disciples of Srila Prabhupada who have literally given their lives and souls to make the opportunity for us to connect to Srila Prabhupada's divine grace. Special gratitude to those who have organized this Yatra. I don't know all the names and I don't have a list, but Sanat Kumar Prabhu, Shamananda Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu, Vasudev Prabhu, Radhakund Prabhu, Baladev Prabhu, so many. You all know who you are. But, organizing buses and organizing accommodations and organizing stages and sound systems and Hare Krishna Prabhu and organizing prasad. And everyone does it just as an offering of love. So I wish I had a list of everyone, but please let us offer our sincere gratitude to all of you who have and to all of you who have come. Please offer your loud Haribol gratitude to everyone else besides yourself. We will have one last kirtan, or let's say one beginning kirtan. Then we will have Damodarasa. us to come.